welcome to Visual Recreation, the essential video guide to winning FML each and every week. I'm your local Yeti Wrangler, Drew.
And I'm Joey, the strategy guy, and let's get this episode started by talking about new movies.
Now there's only one new movie, one new wide release this weekend, and that's DreamWorks Universal Pictures' Abominable.
Yes, when teenager Yi encounters a Yeti on her roof, her and her friends embark on an epic quest to help reunite this magical creature with his family.
Reunited and it feels so good. Now this movie stars Chloe Bennet, Tenzing Trainor, Eddie Izzard, and Sarah Paulson. Now Abominable was directed by Jill Colton, who also directed and wrote Open Season.
Okay. Alright, now don your captain's hat because it's time for the crunch. Now, according to Box Office Mojo, Abominable will be premiering in 4,100 plus theaters this weekend, and Pro Box Office has its long-range forecast at $22.5 million, which is the same from last week.
That's right. Now, this has an opening range of $20 to $25 million. It's rated PG, and it has a runtime of 97 minutes.
Okay. And it currently stands at an 82% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Wow, that is...
So it's got that going.
That's pretty good reviews. And it's got a Taylor Swift song.
Yeah. Now, let's take a look at some of those comps.
That's right. And the first comp we're going to be looking at is Smallfoot, which premiered September of last year. That opened to over 4,100 theaters. It has Yetis in it. It's an animation. And it opened with just over $23 million.
Okay, and the next movie we looked at is Storks, which premiered September of 2016 in 3,900 theaters. And it opened with only $21 million.
That's right, and the last comp we're looking at is Lego Ninjago. And that premiered September of 2017 in over 4,000 theaters, opening with a total of $20.4 million, which is about a 5,000 PTA. That's not very good.
Yes, now the comps that we just mentioned were all Warner Brother animations, and they don't have the best track record in the box office. And when looking at Universal Pictures, they don't really premiere their animations around this time of year.
That's right. The closest we saw was The Grinch that came out last November. Now that's not really a good comp to look at just because it's a known IP, it's a holiday classic. People are rushing out to the theater to see that. I think it opened to like something like $67 million, which seems a little bit more than what this Abominable is looking to make. Realistically, since 2016, Universal Pictures Animations have been pumping out sequels of their brands like Despicable Me, How to Train Your Dragon, and Minions. In 2016, they made Sing, but that was overinflated due to the Christmas crowd and it premiering on Christmas, and The Secret Life of Pets also came out in 2016, and let me tell you, that was a big beast. That was a beast on its own. I mean, that made over 100 million?
Yeah, that was a marketing masterpiece.
Masterpiece.
It was genius.
Masterpiece.
But now it's on to the movie radar, otherwise known as the MODAR. So I'm going to give my thoughts on Abominable, and with it being a DreamWorks animation, I think that it has a little more audience draw to it. And DreamWorks worked with Pearl Studios, who co-produced this. They're an animation studio in China. They worked on Kung Fu Panda 3, which opened in January 2016 in 3,900 theaters. And it came in just under expectations with $41 million. But in Kung Fu Panda 3, the reason I bring that up is Po reunites with his biological father, and they travel with him to join the other pandas in the secret sanctuary. And Abominable, Yi is trying to help Everest, the Yeti, reunite with his family. So it's got some similarities there. I think this movie could potentially double its early predictions.
Whoa. Did you just say potentially, or are you guaranteeing it makes it?
Well, I'm putting it at $40 million right now.
Whoa!
Or more.
Or more.
Or more. Now, I think that DreamWorks has more solid storytelling than other animation studios out there.
Shade.
And after doing research on this movie, I came across that Home, Trolls, and Boss Baby, which are all DreamWorks animations, by the way, they were projecting the same type of early numbers, but they overperformed.
I love your thoughts just because you were with this bold, spicy prediction, but also you took a jab at WAG, Warner Animation Group. So I commend you on that. My thoughts on this in my movie radar are less spicy. They're less, they're more of a mild.
Okay.
They're almost like a ketchup, almost, because I'm keeping up with the pro box office long range forecast. When looking at the history, just from the past couple of years, it's not looking good. It's not looking like it could make as much as, say, 25 plus, just because we have, yeah, I know they're all Warner Brothers, but they almost look identical. On paper, they look identical to the stats that Abominable is showing, with the long-range forecast looking as though they're the openings to Storks, Lego Ninjago, and Smallfoot. You had Smallfoot, which was a Yeti movie that came out just last year. So it's difficult. I think I would like to put this at like 23 to $25 million range. I want to say that it's higher on, say, the opening weekend range that Pro Box Office has for it. I just don't know how much I can say more after the 25 million, but I like this movie. I like that it's the only movie out there, but animations don't seem to fare well this time of year in this spot, but I'm gonna say 25 mil.
Okay, all right. Well, now it's on to the FML shoutouts.
All right, for this week's FML shoutout, if you know me or if you've just talked to me for 5 minutes, you probably know that I am a reality TV junkie.
This is true.
And one of my favorite competition reality TV shows is The Amazing Race on CBS. Okay. And we're lucky that somebody on FML has started the Amazing Race FML Side Game League.
Really?
That's right. And in this league, every week they give you a detour of 2 movies that you have to use at least one of them in your cineplex, whether good or bad. And they give you a roadblock of movies that you cannot pick, whether that's good or bad. And you have to figure out the best lineup and try to be the number 1 spot every week, or you might get eliminated, whether it's a double elimination. It takes place very similarly to the show, but it does a good job integrating FML in that. Personally, I played the first season. I was eliminated pretty early, if I do say so myself. I'm not very proud of that, but I'm proud to say that I'm joining it for season 2, which is premiering this September 27th. Is the first week you can jump on it. They're gonna crown the winner of that league, and then they're going to open up a new season for returned people or new people to join into the competition. It's a fun time. They're gonna add some new rules. And if you missed the beginning of this season joining any side games and you're kind of like behind the 8 ball and you don't want to join too late in all these side games, well, guess what? This one's opening up this weekend, so you can join in, have some fun, and try to beat everybody using your cool brain knowledge to figure out what's going on. The password for this is Phil, capital P, lower H-I-L, Phil is the password. Phil is the host of The Amazing Race on CBS, so they just used it for that.
Naturally.
They are amazing fans of Amazing Race. They do a great job putting this league together. I'm excited. I'm gonna have so much fun, and hopefully I can win, or at least end the league on the podium, I'm hoping.
Yeah. Hey, there you go. That sounds pretty exciting. It's a new, different twist to the game. So let me reiterate or clarify a little bit of what you said. So you're saying that there's a movie that they tell me I cannot play.
That's right. It's called a roadblock.
There's a movie that I have to play.
That's right. That's the detour. Those 2 things happen in the show, and they put this into the game.
And then knowing that, I have to generate a cineplex that is going to be the best out of that.
Exactly.
Or I'm out of there.
Yep.
All right. Well, sign me up.
You have to use your brain power. You got to know your movie stuff. And it's really, really fun, and they do a great job hosting it. And this is probably the closest I'm going to get to be on The Amazing Race, because I do not have a passport. I do not like to travel. So sign me up for me being able to stay in my home and play The Amazing Race and have a fun competition with people that I may or may not know.
Yeah, there you go. Well, that's it for this episode, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching, liking, commenting, supporting. Good luck in Fantasy Movie League this week. And remember,
sometimes you gotta risk it to get that biscuit.